All right, all right. Good Monday morning. And just to get this started, I'm going to go off on a little rant. How many of you watched the news on Friday and all you were hearing was Tesla going to cut 10% of its workforce? That's it. That's what they're pumping. Elon feels bad about the economy, and they didn't elaborate further on that. And Tesla is going to cut 10% of their workforce. Elon sent around an email that Tesla was going to cut 10% of his workforce. Right. That's what we were reading all day on Friday. Right. But here, Sunday or Saturday, they published the email. Right. So 10% of the workforce, and then here's the email to everybody: headcount reduction Friday, June 3rd. Tesla will be reducing salaried headcount by 10%. We have become overstaffed in many areas. Note, this does not apply to anyone actually building cars, battery packs, or installing solar. Hourly headcount will increase. Okay, so we get a news article. Tesla's cutting 10% of its headcount. A real distorted misinterpretation of what's actually going on. You got Biden responding to him and stating that. Hold on, let me close this window. Got a bird carrying on out there. Stating that Ford is adding. Just to poo-poo Elon. But actually, Elon is actually adding to the hourly count, right? He's reducing the excessive weight. So Tesla takes a beating Friday, drags the market down, and it's actually a buying opportunity because he's reducing the overhead, he's reducing the dead weight, he's adding to what production needs and producing more product. But this is this is why you turn off CNBC, you ignore Kramer. I mean, these guys just look to attract clicks and get viewers. So on a red day, it's all about the bear, and all the news has the bias of the bear. And on a green day, it's all about the bull, and all the news has bias of the bull. And it could fuck with your head. It could fuck with your emotions. So you need to tune all this shit out while you're trading. Anyway, it just frustrates me. I mean, that's just one example of the bullshit that all news venues pull. So if you haven't done the homework yourself, don't listen to it. It just skews your thought. And everybody's worried about recession. I don't see it. Not yet. I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, I see a lot of things that could lead to it. Just today alone, I was reading that in a poll, 60% of the people polled said gas is going to affect their vacation decision. Sounds logical. And then Memorial Day weekend, I was taking a ride around the community here. Well, not the community, but up and down the river on both sides, New York and Pennsylvania, hanging out with my lover. And we had noticed that a lot of the campsites were half full. And normally, Memorial Day, you go up and down the river. There are people walking up and down the river on the roads. And the campsites are like, it's like ghetto camping, man. There's one tent on top of another, which, I mean, I don't get that. I don't want to go to the woods and sleep one on top of the other. But then again, maybe, that's all they could afford. And they're right on the river, so they get to enjoy the river. They get to go tubing. So why spend the money on the overhead? They'll sleep in a tent. Sounds cool. I mean, you're clean all day because you're in the river most of the day, and it's beautiful, clean water up here. So, I guess that's the thought process. But again, all of these sites were empty. And I got a neighbor who's got maybe 2,300 acres that runs along the river, and he rents out campsites during the summer on his spot. And he only had 3 or 4 campers, which really low. So I could see the effect. So this is scary. So this stuff could trickle down. I mean, these summertime tourist spots aren't making the money, so they're not spending money. They're not spending money through the winter because they had a hard summer, and it could trickle down and slow down the whole economy. home sale prices are dropping, but I see in higher net worth areas where a buddy of mine does developing, he has no problem. He's throwing up houses, he's unloading them. He's still having a problem getting older houses. So what he does is he gets old houses, he condemns them, demolishes them, and rebuilds on the foundation. And he has no problem selling them. He just can't find them. You know, nobody's selling, and he's still having that problem. Just doesn't have inventory, and he's kind of worried about how he's going to keep his guys working because it's hard for him to get a product. And yet, you know, he tries to bang out 2 or 3 houses a year to keep his crew going, but again, he can't find anything. But that's wealthier neighborhoods. Over in lower income areas, I do see price drops. I watch the boat sector too, and I see a lot of price drops. So, yeah, you know, I mean, you just got to keep your eyes open. We could ease into a recession. They have to get those oil prices down, man. There's money in savings accounts. They got to get those oil prices down. And I think they have to get those oil prices down before they have to get the food prices down. Because, yeah, you know, every day people need to get to work and things of that nature, shipping products. It's just adding to everything. So Biden needs to suck a little oil CEO dick and do something, especially refining gas, get the refining companies pumping and banging out. It needs to be a state of emergency, if you ask me. I see Saudi Arabia is kind of rolling, and now's the time. And he's opening up Venezuelan oil, which, yeah, you know, Trump kind of put the kibosh on Venezuelan oil to pressure that government, see if he could get them to resign. I mean, it's time to turn that shit back, turn back tariffs, things of that nature. I mean, they're not really working anyway, so, yeah, you know, turn them back. Put the money back in the pockets of the Americans. So, okay, let's not belabor the point. All right, so I'm looking at the futures, and this is on a 240, and we're setting up a bull flag on the 240. Very nice. I like it. When we look at here's the daily. Right now we're setting up an inside bar. We opened up low. It's pushing up. It would be nice to break last week's high. That's what we got to watch for. I mean, we're going to open up. We're going to gap up. Hopefully, there's not a sell-off into it. We have triple witching on the 17th, I believe it is. We have to keep an eye on that. That could affect the market. So here's the weekly, and the weekly's got a bull flag. You know, so if we could break last week's high this week, which is 42.02 on the futures, we're looking good. We're looking good. We're really only like 50 points away. I mean, we're up right now 42, so a 100-point day doesn't really seem logical. We want to see that, man. And if you see right here, we got one green finger. That's this week's the first green finger. I mean, if we put that green finger in and turn around again next week and close, I mean, one green finger, that just means we're on our way down. Look here. Here's one green finger right here. Then the momentum fell off, and that started the downtrend. So this could be setting us up for another leg down. Scary, scary, scary. Right here, you see one red finger. Bink. And then that set us up for a nice move up. Ping, 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 ping. So that's a pretty good setup indicator. And all it's saying is that the momentum to the upside started building, but they couldn't hold it and it failed. So it's just really an indication of a failed momentum to the upside. But yeah, you know, I like to just say the bulls gave us the finger and walked away. And if we shoot over, let's shoot on over to SPX. We'll look at it on the daily. What am I looking at? Yes, we got an inside bar last week. How you play an inside bar is you take a break at the high and ride it on up, and then your target is the next high. You put the test in over there, and that's quite a high, man. That was a huge fucking day, very interesting day. So we'll watch that. We'll watch that. And here we have on the weekly a nice bull flag all set up. It's not a classic how I like to see it. I like to see more of a retrace from there. But you know what? I've had enough pain, man. I don't need to see a retrace. Let's go up, close a couple of these gaps, see if we can get a trend going. I mean, I don't think we're talking about the all-time highs. We got to have some serious shit solved before we hit all-time highs. But I would like to see us run up there and get up to about 4,400. It still doesn't change things, man. It still keeps us in a downtrend on the weekly. I mean, we would have to break this high right there. We'd have to break 46.37 to really consider this more of a consolidation. Because, yeah, you know, I mean, we're in a downtrend. Here's a high, here's a low, lower high, lower low. Boom, just started a downtrend. So we definitely need to do some work to make this a consolidation. And like I said, I'd like to see the summer, which is just not happening. Should have started happening already. Yeah, you know, go up, test the center of this, then go back to the high. So between the low and the high, here's our center around 4,300. You know, and start trading within this range, and that would be fine, man. Do this for a year. You know, go back and forth for a year. Let everything, all the securities get value. Consolidate this. Otherwise, the alternative, well, this we already hit the 50% retracement from the last low, which was 298. I mean, what could be scary is, oh, do I have that locked? I must have that locked. Let's unlock that, shall we? Think. What could be scary is we take that fib down here and we get a 55 retracement at 35 or 3360. 3373. I mean, and then you know, a 61% retracement is not impossible. So you're at 3195. That's going to put a lot of pain on people. And regrettably, we have a gap to fill. And the gap looks like it's right at the 50% retracement. Very possible. Very possible and scary. So that's what we're looking at the S&P. That's what I'm watching. So I'm being very conservative, expecting to see that play out like that. And all right, so let's go through it and take a quick look at Bitcoin. Yo, what is that? That is a spike and a half. I don't know if I really trust that, man. I mean, we have some open gaps up at around 36,000 that we should be filling, but I don't know if I trust this gap up today. I don't know. We're gonna have to watch it. I'm not getting too excited about that. I don't like that gap. And yet, you know, well, I guess after a few days, eventually it's going to fill the gap, which wouldn't be bad either. I mean, it'll fill here and be a higher low, but I don't know. I'm not going to chase that thing. There's really no setup that's exciting me here. Honestly, I'd probably watch my 60 for a double top and then see if I can catch that run down to close that gap. That's what I think I'll be doing on BTC. BTC. Let's take a look at the 10-year. This looks like a quirky head and shoulders over there. Let's look at the daily. Daily looks like a poorly constructed head and shoulders. I bet if we break this low right here, we're going to start. I still have that 24 target in. You can see the momentum fading too, man. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just all the rhetoric and bullshit news that keeps popping that up. But I think that's going to come down. Wouldn't be surprised if we see 275 by the end of the week. Tesla, baby. Um, yeah, yeah. You know what? I would look for a hammer, see if we could get a divergence or a trend reversal. If it's a trend reversal, then our entry would be right here. I might be playing those options today too. 792.63, a break of 792.63. I'd probably take a long look for about 100 points on it. Maybe 80 points. Come up to that moving average. All right. Well, anyway, that's it. You guys don't want to sit here and daydream with me. So, hey, calm, cool, collected. When you're trading, stay away from the fucking news so it doesn't screw up your head. Subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like, drop a comment. Any support is welcome.